Chosen one, listen carefully. Heaven has been watching you fight battles that were never yours to win alone. For so long you have stood strong, holding your ground even when your strength felt depleted. You've faced storms with tears in your eyes, yet still you chose to believe. You pushed forward through the trials, clinging to faith when it felt like there was nothing left. But now, heaven whispers a message that you need to hear. It's time to rest. You have done your part, and the Lord is taking over. You have carried burdens that most would never dare to bear, and with each trial, you have shown resilience. Yet, there comes a time when even the strongest warrior must pause and acknowledge that they can no longer carry the weight alone. The time has come for you to release what you've been holding so tightly. You've carried the weight of others' dreams, expectations, and sometimes their pain. You've been the steady one when others faltered, the one who carried the load even when it threatened to crush you. You've smiled through heartbreak, prayed through pain, and continued moving forward despite every reason to stop. But now, heaven is offering you the peace you've longed for. It's an invitation not to quit, but to surrender. There is a difference, a profound difference between quitting and surrendering. Rest is not about giving up. It's about letting go of the burden that was never meant to be yours in the first place. For too long, you believed that in order to be strong, you had to keep fighting, keep pushing, keep trying. The truth is, you were never meant to hold the weight of the world. You were only meant to trust the one who holds you. God's invitation is clear. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. This is not just a call for physical rest, but for the kind of rest that heals your soul. Rest that does not come from quitting, but from surrendering the need to control everything around you. You are being invited to stop striving and to rest in God's power. For in this rest, you will find the strength that you've been desperately searching for. Heaven's rest is not like the world's rest. The rest the world offers is temporary. It is the kind of rest that comes when you've given up and let everything go. But God's rest is different. It's the kind of rest that comes from knowing that He is in control and that He has been working all along, even when you couldn't see it. It's the kind of rest that gives you peace because you know that God is taking over and the battle no longer belongs to you. Heaven is not asking you to fight harder. It is inviting you to let go of the fight and trust that God will do what only He can do. Your part is done. You have prayed, believed, and fought with everything you had. Now the time has come for you to step back and let God take over. The battle will be won, not through your own strength, but through His. This invitation to rest is not about withdrawing or retreating. It is about positioning yourself in a place where God can work freely in your life. You see, when you try to control what only God can fix, you delay the release of what heaven is ready to bring into your life. Your stillness is not silence, it is strategy. It is the moment when heaven starts shifting, when angels begin to move on your behalf, and when the divine orchestration of your life begins to unfold. You may think it's over, but in reality, it is only just beginning. That calm you feel, that weight lifting from your chest, that is the Holy Spirit taking His rightful place. It's a divine exchange taking place, where God is trading your worry for His peace, your striving for His grace, your exhaustion for His strength. God's plan for you has always been to carry you through the storms of life, not by your own power, but by His. Now, as you rest, you will find that what once drained you no longer touches you. You are stepping into a new season where peace becomes your weapon and stillness becomes your strength. This is not a passive rest, it is an active surrender, a surrender that trusts that God is working even when you can't see it. And as you step into this season of rest, know that God is not only preparing you for what's next, He is rewarding you for your faithfulness, your endurance, and your willingness to trust Him even in the silence. You've fought battles that most wouldn't dare to take on. Alone, you've carried burdens so heavy that at times it felt as though they might break you. Through seasons of doubt and sorrow, you stood strong, even when your strength was drained, pressing forward when every step was a fight. You've known what it's like to battle in silence, with no one around to see your struggle, no one to share the weight you've been carrying.
There were days when you questioned whether you could keep going, but somehow you found the courage to take the next step.
The journey was long, the pain real, and yet you kept moving. Even when the burden felt too heavy to bear, you pushed through. Your heart stayed open, even when the world around you felt like it was closing in. You've done more than anyone could have asked, and heaven has witnessed every moment, every prayer whispered in the dark, every tear shed in silence. But now, heaven is calling you to rest. The time for carrying this weight alone is over. The toll this journey has taken on your spirit cannot be denied. You have poured out so much of yourself that at times you felt empty, like you were running on fumes, just trying to hold everything together. Every ounce of your strength has been spent, and every moment of peace seemed fleeting, just out of reach. You've given all of yourself, time and again, and still, the challenges kept coming. In doing so, you've carried not only your own pain, but the burdens of those around you. You've been the steady one when others fell apart, the one who picked up the pieces and kept moving forward, even when it seemed like everything was falling apart. But you weren't meant to carry everything. You were never designed to bear the weight of the world on your shoulders. You were meant to trust the one who holds everything in his hands, to rely on the strength that flows from his endless power. Your spirit, your soul, were not built to endure this kind of struggle alone. And though you've fought valiantly, it's time to lay down your weapons. The weight you've been carrying, the burden that's weighed heavily on your heart, is not yours to carry anymore. In the midst of all this, heaven is whispering to you now, gently, tenderly, it's time to let go. The battle has been long, and the weariness has accumulated in ways you couldn't fully comprehend. But now, the invitation to release what you've been gripping so tightly is here. The very things that once defined your strength, the relentless striving, the constant pushing, the trying to fix everything on your own, are now being replaced with an invitation to rest. This isn't a rest born from quitting or giving up. It's the kind of rest that comes from surrendering what was never yours to control in the first place. It's a divine invitation to release the grip you've had on the burdens of the past, to let go of the pain, the worry, the weight of carrying the world alone. Heaven's call is not a command to retreat or to stop caring. It's a call to trust, to step back and let God do what only He can do. For too long you have been holding on, believing that your strength could change things. But now you are being invited to let go and trust that God is at work in ways you cannot see.
You were never meant to fight alone,
And now, you don't have to. It's in this moment of surrender that you will begin to experience the divine rest you've been yearning for. Jesus spoke to us in Matthew 11:28, saying, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." This is the divine rest that is yours today, chosen one. It's not a rest that comes from ceasing to care or from abandoning the struggles of life. It's a rest that flows from trusting God's timing, from knowing that the work is no longer yours to complete. This rest is not a temporary break or a mere pause in the action. It's the kind of peace that heals, that restores, and that aligns you with the rhythm of God's will. It's the peace that doesn't fade when the noise of the world picks up again, because it's rooted in something deeper, something eternal. It's the peace that comes from knowing that the battle was never yours to fight alone, and that the victory has already been secured by God's grace. Rest isn't just about stopping, it's about receiving. It's about receiving the strength, the clarity, and the peace that comes from letting go of your need to control everything, and trusting that God has everything under control. As you release your grip on the burdens you've been carrying, you will begin to notice something incredible happening inside you. The peace you've been longing for will begin to settle in, not as a fleeting moment of calm, but as a permanent presence in your spirit. This peace will not be shaken by the storms of life, because it is anchored in God's unwavering love. The rest that is being offered to you is not a resignation or a retreat. It is a strategic surrender, a surrender that says, God, I trust you to take over. I trust you to carry what I cannot. I trust that in your hands, this burden is light. And as you rest, heaven will begin to shift things in your life. It will be as though a weight has been lifted, a shift has occurred, and you will find yourself aligned with a new pace, a new rhythm. The struggle that once consumed you will no longer drain you, because you are now walking in the power of divine rest. It's time to stop fighting against the current and let God carry you where you need to go. In this stillness, He is at work. The very thing that has worn you down is now the place where God's work is being done in you. You are not giving up. You are yielding. You are surrendering the burden to the one who has already overcome the world. And in that surrender, you will find the strength and the peace you've been searching for all along. This is the divine rest that is promised to you, a rest that restores, refreshes, and realigns your heart with the purposes of heaven. You are not meant to fight forever. You are meant to trust, to rest, and to allow God to move in ways that you cannot yet comprehend. The journey has been long, but now, in this moment, heaven is inviting you to step into the rest that is your rightful inheritance. This is the peace that surpasses all understanding. This is the rest that heals your soul and prepares you for what lies ahead. Rest is not just about taking a break. It is a weapon, a powerful act of spiritual warfare that shakes the very foundations of the battles you've been facing. In a world that tells you to keep striving, to keep pushing, to never stop moving, God is calling you to something radically different. He's calling you to rest, not because you are weak, but because in your stillness, you make room for His power to move. This kind of rest is not passive. It is an active surrender. It is choosing peace over panic, trust over control, and allowing God to fight the battles that you have been fighting on your own for far too long. The moment you let go and release your grip on the circumstances, heaven goes to work on your behalf. Every moment you spend in rest is a moment where God steps in, arranging things in your favor, shifting the spiritual atmosphere around you, and working on your behalf in ways that you could never achieve by striving. The struggle of trying to control everything has been a constant theme in your journey. You've tried time and again to hold it all together, to manage every detail, and to make things happen in your own strength. It's been exhausting, hasn't it? The constant need to ensure everything is perfect, every person is cared for, and every outcome is controlled. It's a heavy burden, and it's one that was never meant to be yours. You've been carrying this weight for so long that it has become a part of you. But now, heaven is inviting you to release it. Rest isn't about quitting or giving up. It's about surrendering control to God and trusting that His timing, His plan, and His will are far greater than anything you could orchestrate on your own. The more you try to control, the more you delay God's ability to move in your life. When you surrender, when you let go of your need to manipulate the outcome, that is when heaven begins to work. God's divine timing and orchestration are at play, and in the space of your surrender, you will begin to see that His ways are always better, His plans always more perfect. While you rest, heaven is busy working on your behalf. You may not see it with your physical eyes, but the angels are moving, divine order is being restored, and everything that was once out of alignment is now being brought into perfect harmony. The spiritual realm is always in motion, and when you choose rest, you are not just sitting idly by. You are positioning yourself for divine intervention. Angels are being dispatched to move mountains on your behalf. Situations are shifting, and God is working behind the scenes, arranging things in ways that you could never imagine. In your stillness, God is shifting things that you could never change on your own. The very thing that once seemed impossible, the situation you've been praying about, is now being worked out in divine alignment. What once felt like chaos is now being restored to order, and it's happening while you rest. The more you surrender, the more God moves in ways that will leave you in awe. This is the divine exchange, your worry for God's worship, your striving for His surrender. When you rest in His presence, heaven takes your worries, your burdens, your anxieties, and replaces them with divine peace. This peace is not ordinary peace. It is not the kind of peace that fades when the storm comes. It is peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that remains steadfast even when the world around you is shaking. The more you rest, the more you experience this divine peace. It is a gift from heaven, one that you cannot earn through effort or striving. It's an exchange that happens when you surrender everything to God. In return, He fills you with His presence, His peace, and His assurance that everything is under control. It's a divine transaction, one that takes your chaos and turns it into calm, your anxiety and turns it into assurance, your striving and turns it into surrender. This peace, this divine exchange, is the key to walking in the fullness of God's will for your life. When you let go of your need to control everything, you open the door for God to move in ways that you could never achieve on your own. Rest is not about stepping back from life. It's about stepping into the flow of God's perfect plan. It's about aligning your heart with His will, trusting that He knows what's best and that, in His timing, everything will fall into place. You've spent so much of your life fighting, striving, and trying to control outcomes. But now, God is calling you to trust Him completely, to surrender your need for control, and to let His peace reign in your heart. In doing so, you will experience a peace that is beyond what you have known. It's a peace that flows from God's presence and fills every part of your being, allowing you to rest in the knowledge that He has it all under control. As you continue to surrender, you will begin to see the fruit of this divine rest in your life. The areas where you once struggled will begin to flow with ease. The things that once drained you will no longer have the same hold on you. This isn't just about physical rest. It's about a rest that restores your soul. It's about resting in the truth that God is fighting your battles, that His plan is better than anything you could have imagined, and that He is working everything out for your good. Rest is your weapon, because in your surrender, you are declaring that God is in control. You are no longer striving in your own strength, but resting in His power. And as you rest, you are opening yourself up to experience the fullness of His peace, His provision, and His presence in every area of your life. This is the rest that empowers you, the rest that brings you into alignment with God's perfect will, and the rest that prepares you for the new season He is ushering you into. The more you surrender, the more you will experience the peace that only God can give. The season of struggle that you have been walking through is finally coming to an end. For so long you have been battered by storms, tossed to and fro by the winds of life, uncertain of what lies ahead, yet still holding on to faith. The storm that seemed like it would never cease, the darkness that clouded your every step, is now shifting. You are entering a new season, one not marked by the constant weight of battle, but by the peace that follows after the storm. As you step into this new chapter, you will emerge from the rest you've embraced with newfound strength and clarity. What once seemed impossible, overwhelming, and unyielding will now be seen as part of the divine process that has shaped you into who you are becoming. The peace you now walk in is not the absence of storms, but the presence of God's unwavering protection and purpose over your life. Though the storm has raged, you will be stronger for having gone through it, and you will see that the trial you faced was never meant to break you. It was meant to build you, to refine you, and to prepare you for what lies ahead. As you emerge from rest, the spiritual atmosphere around you begins to shift. The heaviness that once followed you is lifting, and what seemed like a never-ending cycle of striving has been replaced with a divine rhythm that now guides your every step. The protection of heaven has been firmly placed around you, like a shield that no force can penetrate. The burdens you carried so long, those that weighed down your heart, your soul, your spirit, are now lifted. You no longer walk in the same rhythm of exhaustion, striving, and carrying the weight of the world. The new rhythm is one of divine peace, divine protection, and divine alignment. This peace is not a fleeting emotion or a temporary respite. It is your new rhythm, the cadence of your life moving forward. You are now operating from a place of rest, a place where the battles are no longer yours to fight because God has already won them. As you continue on this journey, you will find that everything seems to flow with greater ease, as though the universe itself is aligning with God's perfect timing in your life. The things that once drained you will no longer have the same power over you. The forces that used to come against you will now bow in submission to the peace that surrounds you. In this stillness, you will discover the significance of what has been happening in your life. The silence that you once feared, the quiet that seemed like a void, was never truly empty. It was the space where God was preparing something far greater than what you could have imagined. The stillness you now experience is not an absence, but a preparation. It is the ground where God's plans are being set in motion. In this sacred space, He's been working behind the scenes, positioning people, opportunities, and circumstances to align perfectly with His will for your life. The silence you felt was not a punishment or abandonment. It was the foundation upon which the new season will be built. Now, as you rest, the noise of the world no longer has the same hold on you. You are being aligned with God's rhythm, with the divine flow that is moving through your life. In this moment of stillness, you are being prepared to step into a new reality, one where peace reigns and divine purpose guides every step you take. The quiet that once seemed unsettling is now the sound of divine orchestration. God is using this stillness to align you perfectly with His plan, to ensure that when the next chapter unfolds, you will be ready to step into it with a heart full of trust and peace. This new season is one of transformation. You are no longer defined by your struggles, your battles, or the weight you've carried for so long. Your identity is no longer tied to the pain you've endured or the burdens you've had to bear. You are no longer the person who was defined by the trials of the past. You are the person who has surrendered it all, and in that surrender, you have been transformed. Your peace and rest are now your identity. You are a living testimony of God's work in your life. The victory that you have fought so hard to achieve is not just a result of your own strength, but of God's faithfulness. You are now walking in the victory that comes from surrender, from trusting that God is in control and that He is the one who fights your battles. Your struggles no longer define you, your surrender does. You are a vessel of divine peace, and that peace is what now characterizes your life. You have stepped into a new identity, one that is grounded in rest, in trust, and in the unwavering belief that God is always at work, even in the quiet moments. As you embrace this new season of peace, you will begin to notice a shift in the way you view the world around you. What once seemed chaotic, uncertain, and out of control will now appear in a new light. The situations that once caused you anxiety will now become opportunities for you to rest in God's faithfulness. You will no longer feel the need to strive or chase after what is meant for you. Instead, you will find that the things you need are now being drawn to you. The peace you carry will begin to attract the blessings, the opportunities, and the people that align with God's will for your life. You will no longer chase after the things that once drained you. They will find their way to you because you are now walking in alignment with God's divine timing. The battle has ended, and you are now walking in the fullness of His peace. This is the season where you will find that rest is not about passivity, but about trusting God to bring everything into alignment in His perfect time. As you continue to rest, to surrender, and to trust, you will find that what once seemed like obstacles are now opportunity. The doors that seemed closed will begin to open, and the road ahead, once unclear, will now be paved with divine clarity. Your rest is not the end of your journey, but the beginning of a new chapter, one where you walk in divine rhythm with peace as your foundation and trust as your guide. You are no longer defined by your past struggles. You are defined by the peace you now carry, the peace that God has given you. This peace is your identity, and it is the mark of God's victory in your life. You are stepping into a new season, chosen one where peace reigns, and you are aligned with the divine timing of heaven. Let this new season unfold, and know that in every moment of stillness, God is working on your behalf. You are not just walking through life, you are walking in divine purpose. Chosen one, as you stand at the threshold of this new season, you are being called to embrace the peace that is now flooding your soul. The battles you fought, the burdens you carried, and the struggles you endured have led you to this moment, a moment where you can finally rest, knowing that you no longer have to fight alone. This is the season of divine rhythm, where the pace of your life is no longer dictated by the struggles of the past, but by the perfect, unwavering peace of God. In this season, you will find that your steps are in alignment with heaven's will, and as you walk in trust and peace, you will begin to see how everything that seemed uncertain before now fits together perfectly. The turmoil that once ruled your spirit has been replaced with a divine calm, a stillness that assures you that God is in control, that He has always been in control, and that He will continue to guide every step you take. The waiting, the silence, the seasons of uncertainty, they were never in vain. Every moment you spent wondering why things weren't moving, why the answers weren't coming, was a moment where heaven was working behind the scenes. What you couldn't see, God was already setting into motion. The promises He spoke over your life are not forgotten. They are being fulfilled in this very moment. God's divine timing is always perfect. Even when you felt the weight of the wait, when you questioned if your prayers had been heard, know that God was preparing you for something greater. He was aligning you with the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances. Now that you have surrendered, now that you have stepped into this place of peace, you will begin to see the fruit of all that waiting. It was not a punishment. It was a divine preparation, and now you are walking in alignment with heaven's will, positioned perfectly to receive everything that God has planned for you. As you embrace this peace, know that it is not just for you alone. The journey you have walked is a testimony to others. Your peace, your trust in God, your surrender to His will, these things are not just for your personal healing. They are a light to those around you. Share your journey with others. Let them see the transformation that has taken place within you, the way God has turned your pain into purpose, your struggles into strength. By sharing your story, you become a beacon of hope to others who are still struggling, still fighting, still searching for peace. You are living proof that rest, trust, and surrender are the keys to unlocking the divine favor and blessing that God has promised His chosen ones. Your journey is not just your own. It is part of a greater divine plan that impacts those around you. As you continue to trust God in every step of this new season, remember that your peace is not just for you to enjoy. It is for others to witness and be encouraged by. In this new season, as you walk in divine rhythm, trust that every step you take is part of God's perfect plan. You don't need to worry about the future, about what's to come, because you are in His hands. He has already gone ahead of you, preparing the way. Your job now is to continue to trust, to continue to embrace the peace that He has given you, and to let Him guide you in every area of your life. You are no longer walking in the chaos of striving, but in the calm of His presence. As you move forward, keep sharing the light that you have received. Let it shine brightly for others to see. The journey you are on is not just a personal transformation, but a beacon for others who are searching for the same peace, the same hope. the same rest. As you continue in this divine rhythm, trust that everything you need is already being provided, every obstacle is already being removed, and every promise is already being fulfilled. Keep walking in faith, in peace, and in alignment with the will of God. You are not alone. You are walking with Him, and He is guiding every step you take. Your rest is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one where peace, trust, and divine alignment lead the way.